She fell in love with time at 20, merely a year after joining the Urvalis sanctum. Realized that it had soothed her into forgetting grief when her papa's heart had given away, and when her mother's had withered slowly after from heartbreak. Time had simply and effortlessly flown around her after her own heartbreak. It had suddenly stopped when she'd read a poem or heard a song, flashed with memories when she had longed, changed to day when she had hated nights, and shortened nights when she'd missed day, brought snow and then cherry blossoms again, sun and then rain again. Once, she'd even thought time had fallen in love with her, too, as she was no longer afraid of it, counting it or mourning it. And she'd been enamored with the marks it had left on her skin. Each faint wrinkle and freckle was a kiss or a touch it had grazed on her face as it passed. There was no tragic love between the two, though the end was death. She thought time had been enough for her, even if death did not give her 7 more days to live. Miriam, the high priestess, took the lead as always, and knelt before the thick wisteria roots that had penetrated the grounds of prayer and even crawled all over the white stone walls surrounding them. The ancient plant emitted a melody, like the chime of bells at preparation school. It made her feel warm. She would often hum with it, and then be told off by the high priestess. Today, Winter was not feeling all that daring, especially when most of the girls who had kneeled before it with their palms pressed together and their eyes tightly shut were sobbing along with their whispered prayers. They prayed, though there was very little magic left in their world. The deity who had grazed them had also left them soon after at the mercy of death. Life was fleeting and fickle. But perhaps that was what he'd wanted to teach them. The prayer soon ended on the same note it started. It ended in the same probability, too. Unheard. The girls all left, but Winter waited until the last one exited the space before following after. A habit she'd settled on, not wanting to look too eager to leave. "Winter!" Miriam called her to a stop in the same stony voice she'd always used, ever since she'd shown up at the sanctum after abandoning her studies and pledging her life to the servitude of gods. The old woman held her face passive, her chin high and her shoulders squared, as Winter sheepishly approached to get the daily dose of reprimanding. She was not quiet. She tried to be humble. She wasn't eager or went out of her way to pray. And all that made her a target for a lot of it.